What's up, guys? It's your girl Jade, your untouchable queen, back with another video. We're gonna do a quick little story time today and a little update video. Just a quick one. We're not gonna do too long. I know that TikTok is supposed to be getting banned soon, so please make sure you subscribe to my channel here, subscribe to my Twitch, check out my gaming Discord if you want to stay in contact with me. All of those links are in the bio. So, quick little update. Sunday was a really rough day for me. For those who don't know and who are new to my channel, hi. Sunday was the anniversary of my mom's passing. It's been 22 years without my mom. So it's been very rough, especially this year, because it's not only 22 years without my mom, but also my best friend. She just died previously in June, like right before her birthday. So this is my first year without not only my mom, but it's also my first year without this isn't my first year without my mom. It's the 22nd year without my mom and the first year without my best friend. Sorry, that was very confusing. So it's been a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, my emotions have been all over the place because my mom's birthday was in December and then her anniversary was just like a month later. So it's like very high tensions, very high emotions are here. Like, I remember just last month, I went on live right before Christmas, or the day before Christmas, and I about cried my eyes out on live, talking about my mom, talking about my best friend Talia, just talking about all the things and all the people that I care about. And that brings me to the story time I'm about to get into in a second. But also, if you didn't watch my video, almost 30 midlife confessions, you should. I basically talked about a lot of things that I felt, a lot of things that I'm going to be doing in the new year, a lot of things that I'm not tolerating anymore. And the Jade, the untouchable queen that you have now, is not the same one you guys had last year and the year before. I've been through the ringer lately, and especially in the last year, it's been rough. So the girl you have now is not the same girl you had then. She's growing, she's learning, she's adapting, she's becoming true to herself. And for me to become true to myself, there are a lot of things that I have to move past, move on from, let go of, change, adapt to. So some of the things that I used to deal with and tolerate before, I don't deal with and tolerate now. It's like, if you're supposed to be in my life, you'll be there. And if God takes you out of my life, there's a reason for it. I'm not gonna argue, I'm not gonna fight, I'm not gonna fuss, I'm not gonna do sugar honey iced tea. You can have it. If you believe that that's what I am, if you believe that's what you do, if that makes you feel better, if it makes you sleep at night, if me being the villain in your story is everything you need it to be, that is totally fine with me. Because you wanna know why? I ain't got a problem with it. I was meant to be the villain in some people's stories, and that's fine. Do I look like I care? It's a part of life. Everybody is not going to like you, and that is what I'm adjusting to. I've gotten to the point now where when people say little slight comments about me and talk crap, I don't even look their way anymore. I just let them keep on talking and walk off. Sorry, my hair is bothering me. I gotta take this down too. I'm gonna get my hair rebraided tomorrow, so I'm excited. But anyway, all that to say, quick little story time real quick. So yesterday, I had work, right? So another thing that I talked about in the confessions video if y'all don't know, me and my fiance are no longer together. We broke up. I am big SINGLE. Okay? What does that spell, everyone? Single. What does single mean? You are not dating anyone. There are talking stages. There are, subtle flirting or getting to know each other. Whatever you want to call the talking stage, that's what that is. But are you dating anyone at that point? No. So remember that. Okay? So, like I said, I'm big single right now. I'm not dating anyone. I don't have a boyfriend. Me and my ex-boyfriend, we broke up a while back. I'm not dating my ex-fiance. We're not dating. Were we talking? Yes. Because the contemplation was we were talking about getting back together. Now, did that work out? No. The talking was going well for the most part. There were a lot of things that, I'm not gonna lie, I was frustrated about. And there's a lot of frustrations I have, not just with the relationship aspect, but with, everything that's going on in my life right now. I mean, I'm living back with my mom. I'm trying to move back out as soon as possible. I just had a death in the family again. Like, my great-grandfather just died. He lived to 101. And I was supposed to go to his funeral last weekend and couldn't because there was so many complications with that. Anyway, all that being said, sorry, my brain is just not working with me right now. Mind you, my great-grandfather just died last weekend and I was supposed to go to the funeral. Didn't go. My grandmother's been in and out of the hospital for like the last 2 months. And the last time she went to the hospital, she was unconscious for like 4 days before they finally were able to wake her up. And she just got out of the hospital on Christmas. Then you have my great-grandfather dying last weekend, my best friend dying back in June, and then you have the anniversary of my mom's death literally the day before yesterday. So can you imagine where my mental is at these last few days? Keep that in mind too. My mental has been all over the place. If you haven't noticed, I haven't really been streaming on YouTube. I haven't streamed on Twitch. I think I streamed 2 days ago on YouTube, and I streamed Sims. But that was because I didn't want you guys to not have anything. Other than that, mentally, I haven't wanted to do anything in the last couple days. Because honestly, I've been tired mentally, tired emotionally. Like, my body mentally and emotionally is just out of it. I just don't want, and it's okay to take breaks now and then, but when you're mentally and emotionally tired, you have to take a break because otherwise it'll break you. And I mean that with every part of my being. So, me saying that, my mentality for the last couple days, I've been really depressed. I'm really sad. I haven't been wanting to off myself or anything, thankfully, but mentally it's been draining. And then it's like, people want me to talk about my feelings. People want to hear this. People want me to do this and that. I don't be feeling like doing all that. Oh, sorry, got distracted. Anyway, point being is mentally I just haven't been in the best spirits. Today I'm feeling a lot better, but the last couple days have been rough. Sunday especially was rough. Like, I cried at least 4 times that morning. I keep forgetting. Today is Monday, isn't it? Is today Monday? I think today's Monday. Yeah, today's Monday. So this was yesterday. Yeah. So, you know, I'm just an emotional. No, wait a minute. Yesterday was Sunday, but the anniversary of my mom's death was the day before that. So Saturday. So Saturday, I'm over here just bawling like a baby the whole day. I'm just really sad. I'm really depressed. You know, forced myself to be out of the house because I didn't want to be in the house. Like, what am I going to do? Because I literally just spent most of the morning in bed crying and moping around. You know, looking at old pictures of my mom, looking at pictures of my mom and my dad and my older sister together. Just all those things. And like, I spent the whole day kind of just, you know, bummed out. I mean, there were some good parts of the day, but most of the day I spent like really like bummed. Like, I didn't want to be around nobody. And then yesterday, Sunday, I still was kind of bummed and sad. But, you know, I was trying to make do the best I could. And then, you know, for the last couple of days, me and my other best friend, me and her have been getting into it low key about a few things. Mainly over the person that she's been dating. Because, let's be real, 100% transparency. I love my best friend. I'd do anything for her. I won't say I hate the person she's dating, but I strongly dislike them. And I don't dislike them for the reasons that people think. Like, I'm not jealous. I'm not, you know, annoyed that they spend time together. I don't care about any of that. That's fine. Don't mean nothing to me. It's just bumming me out because, you know, my best friend, when she passed away, I had to live with a lot of the regrets that I didn't spend as much time with her as I wanted to. And I felt like crap, you know, when she died. And it broke my heart because the only thing that she said, the last thing that she said is that she wanted to spend time with me. And I didn't get those times with her. Not enough. I got time with her, just not enough that I wanted. So I was like, when me and my best friend, my new best friend, when we met, we became inseparable. Like, we were inseparable from the day we met. And so it's like, I'm trying not to live those same regrets of when I don't see her, I want to spend time with her. Like, I want to talk to her. I want to check in on her. I want to make sure she's okay, blah, blah, blah. And it's not, I know it's a bit overbearing and I know I probably annoy the heck out of her, but it's just because of those regrets that I have that I'm like, I just want to make sure you're okay. Just like you would make sure I'm okay. And stuff like that. So I kind of feel bad because they got into a fight over me. And you know, it made me mad. But it's like, I'm the type of friend, if my friend is going through a lot of things, if I feel like my friend is being treated badly, I am going to say something. I'm not the type to just be like, oh, well, just give him another chance. No. You got 2 times to make me see that you're not treating my friend correctly. By the 3rd time, by the 2nd time, really, I'm not dealing with you. But by the 3rd time, I really couldn't stand you. Like, I'm thinking about where we're going to hide you. So nobody can find you. Not literally, but, you know, figuratively. Anyway, point being is, rambling. Point being is, me and my best friend got into it about that whole situation. So me and her hadn't been really talking lately. So it's been like on and off that we would talk, and we would only talk for a few minutes here and there, or maybe an hour or so, or, you know, we spent maybe a couple hours together the other day. So it's like, you know, it's every once in a while, but, you know, me and her were going through it a lot. Just because of everything with all the difficulties. So it's been just emotional. It's been a very emotional turn. And then for the story time, that's also going to come important. Sorry. I don't know why I'm so itchy right now. Um, so basically, in a nutshell, yesterday, Sunday, I had to work, right? So that morning, I was with my best friend, coincidentally. That morning, I didn't get up until like 11:30, 11:15, 11:15, about 11:15. I didn't get up, and then I went to go get my best friend, and then me and her sat and talked for a while, because we had talked previously before, because we had got into it before. The time before this one, we got into it, and it was pretty bad. Sorry, something is in my eye, and it's blowing me. Okay, but yeah, me and her got into it a while back before, and it was worse than this time, but we managed to, squash it, get it over there, whatever. And then this particular time, we just wanted to hang out with each other because we hadn't hung out, and she was like, oh, well, I want to spend time with you. I feel kind of bad. Let's just, spend some time together, have some talk, girl talk, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Not a problem. So, me and her are vibing. We're chilling. We get some food. We watch some anime. Like, she's getting me into Jujutsu Kaisen. So, because I've heard about it. I've never seen it. So I watched the first episode with her yesterday. So we're just vibing and enjoying ourselves and having a great old time, right? And then we go get my work clothes. And then we leave. Because she's going to go with me to work, right? So we head out and we go to my job. Now, mind you, I started work at 4:15. I want to say 4:15. I was supposed to get out at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Was it 10 o'clock? No, 9:30, 10:30-ish. Keyword on ish. Remember that. Now, I get to work and everything's going fine, just chilling. I get in, things are going smoothly for the most part. The only thing that was kind of annoying was that a lot of the tables that were there weren't like cleaned up yet, and they were in the middle of a shift change. Now, I get to work and I'm finding out all these crazy things in the span of 2 minutes. First off, one of the servers, he got fired like 3 days before the snowstorm came. So there was that. 2, one of the hosts, either she got fired or she quit. I can't remember. I think she got fired though. So there's that. And then, so I'm over here like, okay, so this is going to be an interesting shift, but I'm not thinking nothing of it, okay? So then the shift starts. It's somewhat going okay. And then all of a sudden, I'm seating people and stuff. I'm a host. So like at a restaurant, I sit people and do all that other stuff, So it's going okay. All of a sudden, we have this group of people come in. Now, mind you, I was sitting someone else when my other host that was there with me, she was sitting them while I was sitting someone else. So I come back and she's like, yeah, the person wanted to sit with somebody, but I don't think the table that they wanted to sit at, like, if you ever have done fast food before or worked in a restaurant, they have a chart, and each chart is usually put for someone. And then there are always like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 spaces that we don't use at all, unless it's absolutely busy. Other than that, they usually stay blank, right? So there was nobody sitting at that table. Like, it was a blank table. It was supposed to be nobody sitting there except for absolutely emergencies, but we weren't really that busy. So the guy was really adamant about sitting in the ladies section. So the table was over there in the ladies section. It just wasn't highlighted by her name, right? So I guess the girl sat the group there. All of a sudden, I hear this man's voice being like, I said I wanted this person. Why are you having me over here? Blah, blah, blah. And he starts getting loud and belligerent. And I'm over here looking like, oh, it's going to be one of those days today. He's like, so one of my managers comes out and moves into another table. And he's like, your hostess doesn't know how to do her job. He's like, is she incompetent or something? And he wasn't talking about me. He was talking about the other girl. And I'm over here looking at her and she's looking at me and I'm feeling so bad because I'm like, people are mad rude. Like, she still sat the dude in the section of the lady. It just wasn't, whatever. So another person had taken them because the other girl was busy, I think. Something like that. Anyway, point being is, the guy got mad, got sent to another table, and was being loud and rude. So right after that happens, we start getting swarms of people. Now, weirdly, I can work really good under pressure. I get annoyed, but I actually work pretty good under pressure, especially when it's a lot of stuff going on. The only time I don't work well is when people are being like overbearing in my ear. Like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Like, then it starts getting irritating. So first we had a group of 6. Then we had another group of 6. Then we had a group of 5. Then we had a group of 9. Then all of a sudden, this is when it started getting weird. A few minutes goes by. All of a sudden, a big, large group of people walk in. I'm like, oh, this is not good. They walk in and it's a group of 15 people. I said, bro, you got to be kidding me. So this big group of 15 walks in. We're trying to figure out where to sit them. We sit them down eventually. But it's chaos because there's a lot of grown-ups, there's a lot of kids. It's just a mixed group. And there was like 4 or 5 high chairs needed and we ran out of high chairs. Like, it was crazy, right? So they're not even sitting for 20 minutes. And then we see another large group of people walk in. I'm over here looking like I'm confused. Because I'm like, something don't seem right. It's a group of 20. So I'm over here dealing with all these other little groups. Then we got a group of 15 and a group of 20 that just walked in. So I'm over here looking like, today's really one of those days. So I'm already overwhelmed mentally from a lot of things. Then I'm irritated and stressed because now we have a group of 15 and we have a group of 20 and we have nowhere to sit the 20. So me and my coworkers are all running around trying to figure out where we're going to sit them because the whole store is packed full of people. Like, there's nowhere to sit this group of 20. And then to make matters worse, the person who was supposed to be cleaning the tables was not cleaning the tables. Like, he was cleaning them, but he wasn't cleaning them enough. Like, we would tell him because we have an intercom system that we be, like a walkie-talkie system that we be using with each other. I would tell him, because I'm the one that's got to tell him, me or the other girl. I would click it and be like, hey, these tables need cleaning, or these tables need to be wiped down, or whatever. For like 30 minutes, nobody could find this man. And it was blowing me. So me, the assistant manager, and one of the other managers that were on that day, we're all running around, and the other host, we're all running around trying to clean off the tables that he did not clean because we got all these people waiting to sit down. And it's like a disaster. Like, it's freaking crazy. So I'm irritated. I'm stressed out. I'm like, yo, this is wild. So then the day keeps going, We finally find somewhere to sit this group of 20 while the group of 15 is still there. Sorry. And in my head, I'm just like, this is so much stress, right? So we're just going through the motions, trying to get everything organized and cleaned and move on, right? So they told me to go in the back and do some silverware because me and the other hostess, we have to take turns doing silverware because apparently whoever did it morning shift didn't make enough. So now it's like there was no silverware at all. So it's like blowing me how crazy it's getting. So I'm over here making, the things of silverware. So I'm back there for at least 30 minutes. When I come back up there, it looks like it died down a little. So I'm like, okay, things are fine. Things should be okay. So I'm walking around. I'm just checking everything, wiping down tables, cleaning things. Yeah. Pretty much vibing. All of a sudden, I hear a lot of yelling and screaming. Now, mind you, this is right before I walked back up front. I was still in the back finishing up the last few silverwares that I was doing. I start hearing screaming and yelling. Two of the coworkers are getting into it. Two of the servers are getting into it because apparently a person walked out on their tab and didn't pay. And it was a large group of people too. It was like 6 or 7 people. And they didn't pay their tab. Now, one of the servers claims that she gave it to the other server to take. But the other server claims that she never talked to her about getting her table. So the person just ended up walking out and not paying. And it was a whole, disaster, right? So all of a sudden, one of my managers is trying to talk to the 2 girls, trying to figure out what happened. Then the girls start yelling and screaming at each other and look like they were about to start fighting each other. I'm over here like, what is happening? So me and one of my other coworkers in the back, we're just over here doing stuff and just absolutely lost and confused. Excuse me. All of a sudden, we're literally just vibing. I don't know why my back is itching like crazy. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so yeah, they start fighting and screaming at each other, and it's just getting louder and louder to the point where most of the servers are like congregating in the kitchen trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm over here like, okay, this is weird. So I go back out front. All of a sudden, them two start yelling at each other and say that they're basically over it. And so the 2 girls are like avoiding each other, basically. And basically the other girl and a couple of the other servers are like, okay, we want that girl to go home. Like the one who was basically irritating everybody. They're like, yeah, we want her to go home. Like she's doing too much. So they're getting ready to send her home, right? And mind you, we just got this big table of 20 people that we hadn't sit them yet. This is when we were waiting to seat them. Finally, we seat them, and we're trying to figure out who's gonna take the table because the other girl didn't want to take them. So the one that they were gonna send home ended up staying and taking the table. And it was just wild how crazy it got. Because it was ridiculous. I'll say that much. It was crazy. So, the girl who was irritating everyone, she took the 20 tables. So me and my other manager were just going in cleaning all the tables because the busboy still wasn't cleaning the tables enough. And it was just blowing everybody. It was like making everything so irritating and stressful. So then we had another few groups of people come in, like another group of 6, another group of 7, another group of 10. Like, it was just ridiculous how many groups of people were coming. And then these people were being mad rude, leaving barely any tips, just being so annoyingly, like, it was just crazy, right? So, all of a sudden, gets to the point where we're almost throughout the day. By this time, it's like 10:30, almost 11 o'clock. So it's like, dang. I'm like, dang, I was supposed to be gone over an hour ago, and I'm still here. Crazy. So I'm just here watching all this stuff transpire, trying to clean down things. So then they asked me to go back and do silverware again. So I'm back there for another 30 minutes. So by then it's like 11:30, just doing silverware. And still hearing all the gossip and all the crazy stuff happening, right? By then, it's like 11:30. And so I'm over here doing silverware, trying to hurry up and finish up. My feet are starting to ache. Blah, blah, blah. It gets to the point where I finally finished up the silverware. By the time I finished up the silverware, it was like 11:45. Almost 12, basically. Then they had me go out and clean all the menus and put them away. And then one of the other girls asked me to help clean a few of her tables with her. So, you know me, I'm needing the extra money. So I'm like, why not? So I'm over here helping her, cleaning off the menus, finishing up the last few tasks, right? By the time I walked out of the building, it was 11:50, almost 12 o'clock. And I was just like, okay, I'm ready to go home. So mind you, my best friend, she's been in the car sleeping the whole time. For the most part, she was either watching anime or sleeping. But finally got her out. Or finally woke her up. Sorry, not out. I finally woke her up. And me and her are going and heading back to drop her off. So, you know, of course, me and her are chilling. We watched a little bit more Jujutsu Kaisen. You know, because stressful night, right? So we talk a little bit, you know, then I drop her off. By the time that we got done, it was nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. Like it was like 12:45, 12:50, right? So we're just, you know, talking, chilling, whatever. And so I finally head home and I get to the house. I literally pull in for a second because I'm like, I run inside and I literally did a little wash up real quick. And then I thought about it. I was like, wait, I don't have any gas. And I don't know if I'm going to work tomorrow or not, which I didn't end up working today, obviously. You know, because of the snowstorm for the last, you know, Friday and Saturday, we were closed. So Sunday was like busy because it was closed. And, you know, people be acting like they don't want to cook at home and stuff like that. So it is what it is. Weirdo. Okay, so, but yeah. So basically we get there and I dropped her off and I went in the house, did a quick wash up, got back in my car, pulled out, and started driving towards the QT by my house, right? But then I thought about it on the way there and I was like, it don't even make sense for me to go to the gas station right now. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning and I don't want to be driving by myself. Oh wow, he just threw this man off the building. That's crazy. Anyway, sorry. Point being is, we get there. Jeez. Oh wow. A skull with wings saved him? What the heck? Sorry, anime is playing in the background right now. I have an anime channel on my TV and it just be playing animes in the background. Sorry. Point being is, I get home, I get back in the car. I was heading towards QT and I decided not to go at the last minute. I changed my mind and turned around because I'm like, you know what? It's late. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. It's dark. And I'm a girl, a female. I'm not about to be sitting at the gas station by myself pumping gas. So I was like, no, I'm going to go home. So I turn around, I go home. And as I'm pulling back in my neighborhood, I'm over here just talking on the phone because I was on the phone with one of my other friends. Me and him were talking, catching up, because I haven't seen him in a while. Like, I haven't seen him, spoken to him in forever. So me and him are on the phone. All of a sudden, I'm like, over here thinking I'm about to be losing my mind. Because I see some person in a hood just walking up the street. So I'm like, the heck? So I'm over here like, okay. Because again, if you haven't seen the confessions video, I had 2 stalkers. One of which I figured out who it was, but the other one I never did find out who it was. Because somebody was definitely following me around. And, you know, I never figured out who it was. So, but they stopped, you know, hassling me after a while. But I never did figure out who it was either. The second one. So I'm over here like, okay, am I having another stalker situation? So I'm starting to drive past, and then the person stops dead in their tracks. Mind you, I can't see their face. It's dark. Like, it's dark. There's a street light but a few steps up. But where they were at, it's completely dark. And our house doesn't have any lights in the front at all. So I'm over here looking like, who is this person standing in front of the house? So I'm like, I'm black, okay? We don't investigate. We get away. So my instinct is, I'm not about to pull into my house for this person to follow me. So I literally speed down the street to one of the other houses. I literally did a loop and kept seeing the person walking. So I was like, yeah, no, this is weird. This is weird. So I park. I'm sitting in the dark on the phone with my friend, and I'm like, yo, I think somebody is like low-key watching me. I don't know what's going on right now. Like, I don't know what's, you know, whatever. And mind you, I'm over here just like confused. So I start driving back down, and then I see somebody walking again. So I'm like, I turn the other way. There's another part. My neighborhood is 2 neighborhoods in one. So I turn another way, and I sit and I drive to the back of the thing, right? And I'm over here just sitting here looking crazy, like trying to figure out what's going on. So then all of a sudden, you know, I'm sitting in the dark. I don't see anyone. I don't hear no one. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a fort to my house. As soon as I'm getting ready to speed off, somebody starts walking towards my car. I'm like, yo, who is this? The person starts slowly taking off their hood and walking over to the car. And I'm like, I still don't know who this is. The person gets up to the car. Guess who it is? My ex-fiance. I'm over here looking like, hello? It's almost 1 in the morning. No, it's past 1. It was like 1:30. I'm like, what are you doing? And better yet, why are you walking around my neighborhood at 1:30 in the morning looking for me? Are you crazy? So I'm over here looking mighty confused. I'm like, hello? And he's over here telling me to like let him in the car. And I'm like, no, sir. You need to go home. I don't know if he could tell, but I was definitely mouthing the words, go home. Like, I was so lost and so confused. I was like, if you want to talk to me in the daytime hours, because 1:30 is crazy. You looking mighty crazy right now. So I speed off. I go home. Y'all, this man is blowing my phone up. And I get in the house, and like my mom, she was already fussing at me because I woke her up coming in, running in the house. So I'm like, I'm sorry, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I go upstairs, and I'm in the bathroom upstairs because the bathroom down here, it doesn't have a shower curtain or whatever. And it doesn't have towels or anything down here. So I go to the one upstairs when I want to shower, when I want to wash my face, when I brush teeth, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff I want to do it upstairs. So I'm in the bathroom upstairs, and I'm going and checking on my little sister because I know she was asleep. I'm still on the phone with my friend too at this point. I'm like, yo, I don't know what the heck that was about, but blah, blah, blah. And so my friend, he's like, well, what did he want? And I was like, I don't know. He wouldn't say. He literally just was trying to get me to let him in the car. And I'm like, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. You are not about to come to my house. My mom will have a field day. So I'm talking to him. All of a sudden, I start hearing the dog barking. So I'm over here confused because I'm like, what's going on? You know, like I'm over here doing my facial routine, brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed. I start hearing the dog barking, so I'm like, there's no way this man followed me home. My mom comes out of her room because somebody starts ringing the doorbell like crazy. This man then came to the front door, waking my mom up. Mind you, it's almost 2 in the morning. She's like, do you have any idea what time it is? Because she told me this morning what she said. And she's like, do you have any idea what time it is? Do you know how disrespectful it is for you to come up here at 2 o'clock in the morning? And I'm guessing he was asking about me or whatever. And she's like, yeah, well, you can talk to her in the daytime. Not right now. She's like, you need to go home. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay. So apparently he tells my mom, he's like, oh, I just have something to leave for her. And I know that she's been cheating on me and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And I know the type of person she is. And just tell her to have a good life, blah, blah, blah. So I'm over here like in the bathroom, just like on the phone with my friend trying to figure out what's going on. Like I'm talking to him because he's trying to keep me calm because I'm over here paranoid. Look, the reason that I reacted the way I did is because I used to watch a lot of criminal shows growing up. A lot of Criminal Minds, a lot of NCIS, a lot of Forensic Files, a lot of documentaries. So when I see something crazy, I don't ever explore. I run. Those shows taught me better than that. You don't investigate. Period. Right? So he's telling my mom all these crazy things. And then I guess she ended up telling him to go and he finally left or whatever. My mom, she calls me and she's like, so what was that about? And I'm like, I have not a clue. I'm over here looking confused, just as confused as she is. So she's like, so why is he coming up here at 2 o'clock in the morning? I'm like, I didn't even know he was coming to the house. That's the part. Like, he didn't text me to tell me he was coming to my house. So I'm over here looking like dumbfounded, right? So my mom is like, well, that was weird and mad disrespectful, and I don't appreciate that. And I was like, I'm sorry, you know. So she's fussing at me, but she's also concerned for my safety because she's like, that was so weird, you know. And she's just like, I don't understand what in the world is going on. So, you know, I'm talking to her for another 20-30 minutes, and then she's like, well, you need to go to bed, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So I go and I'm getting ready to go lay in the bed, and then I just have this gut feeling like something ain't right. So I end up going back upstairs, and my mom ends up talking to me for another 20 minutes. So then I go upstairs to the guest room, and I sleep in the guest room. My mom was like, she's like, I didn't go to bed until almost 4:30 this morning. I was like, yeah, I didn't go to bed until almost 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning because I'm just paranoid. And my mom was like, yeah, I kept hearing somebody walking around. Your dog, Max is our dog. She's like, Max kept barking for another hour or two. She's like, I was very upset and very frustrated. I don't know what that was about, but it's like, however he felt about you, whatever frustrations, he could have came in the daytime and talked to you, or he could have came over at a reasonable time. But coming at 2 o'clock in the morning is absolutely ridiculous. And she was absolutely livid, like livid. So I'm over here just like, this is fucking crazy. And then after all that, I opened the bag to see what he brought me. It was some chips and some cookies I've already eaten out of. I was paranoid and having anxiety attacks the rest of the night. Like I I could not sleep. It was so crazy to me. Because I already get paranoid sleeping in this basement already. Like, I hate sleeping down here. But that made me even more paranoid. You know? So, yeah. That's basically my story time of what happened yesterday. But as for updates and stuff, you know, my friend and I got into it, but we're better now. And then, you know, me and my best friend, we have a photo album that we share together. So she usually, like, sometimes if she takes pictures or does pictures with things or takes pictures with people, sometimes I get her photos and sometimes she gets mine. So it's like sometimes I'll have to go back through my camera roll if I don't look at it immediately and like delete a bunch of her pictures, because some of her pictures be coming in my phone and I'll be looking like, why do I have a picture of your girlfriend? Or why do I have a picture of somebody's child? Because she works at a daycare. Or I'm like, why do I have pictures of this person or that person, this guy, that girl, whatever? Like, I just be getting random pictures in my camera roll and I'll be looking like mighty confused. Like, I just had to delete a couple pictures yesterday because I was like, why are these pictures here? I know for a fact I didn't take them. So, you know, just weird stuff. Anyway, point being is, yeah, that was one of the things that we got into it about. Like, I kept getting like random pictures of her and her girlfriend together, and it was just like, make sure you're posting those pictures in your personal thing. But yeah. Anyway, point being is, this wasn't even supposed to be this long, but I had a lot of updates to give y'all, and I just wanted to, you know, check in on y'all. Hope everybody's been good. Hope you guys enjoy your night. I am going to stream a new game on Twitch in a few minutes, and I'm going to stream on YouTube tonight, so look out for that. And if you haven't checked out my Sims video, go check that out too. The link for everything is in my bio, and I love you guys. Deuces.